I was talking to somebody the other day. We were kind of talking about the secret of life and, different aspects of how we deal with stuff and, coping mechanisms and all the differences in people and, the things that, our activities are all different. And I might do something that, helps me to deal and keeps me in a place where I can stay steadfast, through a circumstance or situation, and then somebody else would have another way to cope and deal with it. We're all different. So as far as a secret to life, I don't think there's really a secret other than just living in the moment, to live in the moment and know things are the way they should be, and whatever you're dealing with is part of who you're becoming. My experience will always be different and unique. It's weird if you really think about it that you really, really never know another human being. They can tell you things and you can share things, but just the simplest little thought that you can have that passes through, it's just unique to you. It's you couldn't possibly convey all the things that go on inside you, that you think about or that you feel or that you wonder about, or it's just nobody knows except for the person going through it. I just think that's kind of neat. We're all created, in the same image, but yet so different. Our circumstances are different, sometimes similar but different. Because my interpretation of my experience, you could go through the same thing and come out the other end, totally different than me, because my interpretation of it or what I get out of it would be different than what you would get from it. So I just, life itself is such a mystery and an adventure, and we all blossom in our own way. And I just think it's just amazing, to think about the possibilities for our life. I mean, I just think that the door is wide open for unlimited possibilities, and I honestly don't think anything is impossible. If you believe in it, I believe it will be a realization and become your reality. That's it takes a deep faith, I think, for that, but I also kind of think back in everything I've ever wanted that really I was passionate about and I wanted to manifest in my life, I did, because I just believed it, that it would come. And I mean, I think I thought I was always doing it, making it happen, which to a certain extent I think we do, because, we have that passion or that belief or that, definite goal. But at the same time, there's such a higher aspect of what's happening and going on, there is a plan. And I think even sometimes when we make choices and we don't realize that the choices that we make are, at the time, we're doing the best we can, whether we're doing it because we love somebody or whether we're doing it because we feel obligated. I don't think it really matters, but the point is the experience is like our ultimate, unique own experience. No two are alike, just like snowflakes. And I just think that's really cool. But to wonder and think about all the things that the different paths that we could take in any given day. There's so many different directions we could go, and I just feel that the one we're drawn to is the one that is meant for us. I really do. That's why I can honestly say I can look back and I don't have any regrets. I don't think mistakes are mistakes. I think I went where I went because it's where I was at the time. My thinking, my vibration, my piqued my interest. Even when I was in places that weren't that great, I just think that's where I was meant to be at that time. And the only time I ever felt like I didn't belong somewhere, I was in the wrong place, I made a change because I got really uncomfortable. Like, just there was a sense of feeling like, I've been in some really difficult places, but I felt I belonged there, and that was enough to keep going and just find the good things in every day that may make you happy, and um, just keep believing in more than myself. But at the same time, when it was time to make a change, it became so obvious. It was like being pushed out of a nest, It's like, oh, you don't belong here anymore. And then that's a kind of an awkward feeling. Because you're like, what do you mean I don't belong here anymore? This is my life. This is everything I've worked for. This is, this is who I am. Well, I think we change as we go through life and the different chapters that we live and go through. And I think some of us even, chapters, pages, but then, I think the book ends and then we start a new book. And I just feel that, like I said, there's really no mistakes. That's why I don't understand sometimes people feel really, really guilty. If you've done something and you're not proud of it, or you feel that ashamed or guilty about it, well, you can't take it back. You've done what's done is done. You've done it, but don't do it again. So maybe that's why people have a lot of guilt and shame. Maybe they've repeated and done things and they just really don't like themselves. I don't know. I'm not saying I've never done something I didn't like and I wasn't proud of it, but it was enough for me to say I will not do that again because I do not like the way it made me feel. Even being a young child, and sometimes, somebody's mean to your brother or sister or somebody, and then you go and you turn around and you do something to somebody else or say something mean, and it's like, I didn't like the way it made me feel. It made me feel as bad as it did when somebody said something to me that wasn't nice. So I thought, gee, I don't like the way I feel, so I didn't do it anymore. And when I stopped doing it, I felt really good about myself, and I liked myself better. So I think that's, that's like an inner compass that kind of guides us as we go. And we need to listen to that. And it doesn't matter how many things you've done in your life and what you're not proud of. We've all been there. All of us. Nobody is immune from doing things that they wish they hadn't done. It's just, like I said, live and learn, and don't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Just forgive yourself. Forgiveness is a very powerful thing. Not only forgiving yourself, self-forgiveness, or if that's what you call it, but forgiving others, because how would you feel if somebody never forgave you for something that you did that, even though you changed and you wouldn't do it again? What if somebody judged you for that one thing that you did that wasn't very kind or very nice? So we have to give that to everybody else, offer that, Sure, if somebody keeps doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, but you can still forgive them and move on, let it go. Just, like I said in previous videos, just don't go around them, unless they have a desire to change and be a different person. Because I think we're all, there was a time when I thought not everyone was capable of change, but now I really think, whether it's little increments or leaps and bounds, I think people are capable of changing. So, anyway, just felt like getting that out, and just wanted to share a little bit. So, if you have any thoughts or comments on it, you can comment below. I always welcome people, questions, sharing, whatever you'd like to do. Thank you for listening. Bye.